Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an AMX 12t. It's a tier 6 French light tank. It's located on the north spawn of Lakeville and it's under the command of Elirox. Now this tank weighs 12 tons. It was never built, but it was the precursor, you might say, of the AMX 13 ton, which is used for so many other vehicles. Okay, well, 75mm gun, capable of 135 alpha, 4 shots in a magazine. This is the first of the French autoloaders. And it originally had 6 shells in 2 drums in the back of the turret. And so it could actually have 12 shots on the run straight away. But the one thing about this tank that's not very good is the fact that it does take module damage fairly easily. It does have a fairly long reload, which is about 20 seconds normally, and 2.5 seconds between shots. Okay, T29 spotted going into the town. It does have good camo qualities. It's quite small but very tall. But whilst firing on the move, it's got very bad dispersion, which means it makes it very difficult for you to get shots on the enemy accurately. But Elirox is doing a really good job spotting the enemy. He spotted that EBR, he spotted the Hellcat. We lost sight of the Hellcat, but we've still got sight of that EBR sitting in those bushes. And their sixth sense must be going off, so they realise that somebody is spotting them. He wasn't seen as he moved up to the bush. That shows that the camo qualities of the AMX 12t is very, very good. Its top speed about 60 kilometers an hour, so he can dash away, but it's got very poor acceleration. It's a very good position to be in, unless of course you're spotted. He's using the bush mechanic. He's firing at the Hellcat. The Hellcat will probably fire back if he's still there. But no, he didn't fire back. And we're seeing a tree go over in the distance. I suspect that might be the EBR. Okay, now the problem is, if somebody's gone into town, he might be spotted. So he's decided to creep around the corner of the rock just in case. Oh, it's an IKV-90. That must have been the guy who actually did the tree. And of course he's now being spotted and fired on by Elirox's teammates, who can see him, but he can't see them outside range. Hasn't picked up any damage. There's the Hellcat. He's moved. Okay, but he can't fire now, because if he does, he'll give away his position, and that IKV will have him straight away with a 90mm round. So we know where the Hellcat was seen, and we can still see the IKV, but he's still got 100% of his health. So, oh, the Hellcat's gone. Hellcat was killed by Hellcat. Well, that's nice. Now, can they get this IKV? He might be outside their view range, and that might be why they're not firing on him. He's putting back. There's another Hellcat. Oh, he would have been spotted now, and the gun's turned towards him, but he's firing these rounds in and got the kill on the Hellcat. But was he actually seen by the enemy? Well, apparently not. And he's got 18.66 seconds on his reload time, which is actually a lot less than I thought it would be. Okay, auto-aimed onto the Type 64, who's been killed, so he doesn't have to worry about him now. But there's still a couple of enemy tanks in town, that T29, and I think there's an ARL 44 in there as well. There's the IKV, and we're now going to try and hit him. He's turned to face us. That gun swivels round. I think we need to be somewhere else. And there's our last round. He's left him on virtually no hit points, and he's killed by the Type 64, which is great news, because now that means there's very few defenders over this side. Backing up a little. Where is that ARL? I think he's in the town. He's near the church. He came around that road. You don't want to back up too far. There he is. Okay, now auto aim on and 1 in. 2. Oh, tracked him. And kill shot. Yes, got it. Nice. So he's got 2 kills now. And I think he's going to move into a position where he can get shots on the T29. And that's really going to annoy the T29 because he's going to have somebody shooting at him from a different angle. He's in a crossfire, but yep, he fired one while he was on the move, and of course it went into the building. He is going to be able to get around the T29, so the T29 is still having to turn his turret, and it's not working. But now would be a good idea to get the hell out of here before that T29 can do that. Yes. Unfortunately, put a big round in, killed the commander, but the T29 is down, and that's a round from the enemy Arty. It was a near miss, but a splash. But we lost the commander, so we've had to burn our first aid kit. And we've also lost half our hit points from that shot from the T29. There was no way we could go another quick turn around the T29 because he was backing up against the wall, knowing full well that that Elirox wasn't going to be able to try and do another circuit. But we're going to see if we can find this enemy M44. We've got a whole bunch of our teammates there. There's the M44. First shot misses, bad dispersion on the move. Next one hits, and the fails on the shotgun. Okay, we've auto-aimed on. Oh! And there's only one enemy left. It's a VK3002M, the Panther precursor. And he must know we're coming. We're sliding in. We're going to slide our rear out. Oh, Hellcat! Watch where you're going. We've got 4 shots ready to go. I guess we could go up over the top. But we're going to follow the Hellcat round, and he gets the kill, and that's the end of the game. He rammed him up the rear at the end to show his displeasure because of that near miss. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tanker for Elirox in the AMX 12t. In fact, this is his first ace tanker in this vehicle because you've got the scrolls underneath. He also managed to pick up a sharpshooter for getting 10 or more consecutive hits on the enemy, a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a fire for effect, master gunner, and a bruiser medal. He also picked up a patrol duty, which is very nice if you happen to be a light tank. To pick up a spotter and a patrol duty means you were doing your job for your team because you were the only one spotting at least 6 enemy tanks whilst they were damaged. Let's have a look at the win rate. Well, 12,439. That's Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, he did get the highest damage in the game, but didn't pick up the high caliber. 2,033 hit points of damage in that game. Next highest scorer was the M12, who got 1,365. And after him, it comes the King Tiger with 1,231. When it came to kills, again, he's got the top slot. Shares it with the Hellcat, though, right at the end, who picked up that 3rd kill by killing the VK. And when it came to base XP, yes, he's top as well there. 1,374 base experience points, 671 goes to the M12 and 565 to the VK3002M. He fired 23 shots in that game, got 18 direct hits and 17 penetrations, damage of 2,033 hit points, of which 1,071 were at more than 300 meters. He received 1 hit, it was a penetration, that was from the T29, it was quite a big hit as well, lost half his hit points, and 1 hit by way of splash damage from the enemy M44, who only narrowly missed him with a splash, only 19 hit points, nothing to write home about, but he did get stunned, and it could have been worse. He spotted 5 enemy vehicles, damaged 5 of the enemy, killed 3, and did 2,250 hit points of spotting assist during that game. On a free-to-play account, earned 34,819 credits, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, he took away a small loss, 22,189 credits, and that's because he used premium consumables, and he did fire some premium ammo during that game as well. Received 1 award for getting the patrol duty, 1 bond rather, And he also got 1,374 base XP times 2 for the first victory, took away 2,748 altogether. And that's a very healthy game with the AMX 12t. I'm sure Elirox is actually very happy getting an ace finally for this vehicle. It's actually quite an handy and an interesting light tank to play. It's after the AMX ELC Biz, so it makes quite a difference in terms of the fact, first you've got an autoloader, and secondly you've got one of these nippy little tanks that can buzz around the battlefield, picking up and spotting the enemy. But yeah, so it was a pity at the end that the Hellcat just sort of like managed to push him to one side and get that last kill, because that would have made that he was top in all columns. But I suppose he shares the columns on kills. Well, I think he can share it. He's big enough for that sort of thing. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. We don't have that many subscribers, not compared to people like Quickie Baby, but we do put out a lot of content, far more than he does. He's promised to put out 1 video a day for the end of the decade, but at the end of the decade is only the end of the year. There's only 2 months to go, and so that's not such a long time. But he puts out 1 video a day. We put out about 5 or more, sometimes a lot more. And so yes, it's worth popping by our channel because we do have a lot of really good replays like this to show you. Thanks for watching.